So now we're going to talk about changing your inner game about success. Your inner game, any coach knows that before they put their team out onto the field, the rink or the court, that the team's inner game, that the player's inner game has to be strong. The inner game is what they're thinking and in their head and what they're feeling in their hearts. So we want to start talking about getting your inner game in more in sync with a success and really getting other words for inner game, by the way, are belief system, self-talk, mindset, or some other ways that you can look at it. I like to call it the inner game because I think in order to have your outer game, which would be, your building of your business, your selling skills, your prospecting skills, you've got to have a strong inner game. And I want you to get your inner game really strong in the areas of success. The first thing I want you to get your inner game strong around is the idea that failure doesn't exist. I want you to change your definition of failure. Too many of us are walking around feeling badly about ourselves because we quit things, because we changed, because we shifted direction, because we moved from one thing to another. And that's what life is all about. It's about expanding. It's about trying new things. And I want you to understand that because you took a risk, that you tried something, that you said yes to something was a great thing. Thank God that you tried something. I don't care if this is your 10th network marketing business. I don't care if this is your 20th sales job. I don't care if you, quote unquote, have not succeeded in 15 other different things. I want you to get rid of the idea that you're failing. The idea that you've failed, giving a definition to failure, putting a label on things that you've done as failing in a marriage, as failing in a business, as failing to lose weight, that does not support you. It does not help you. You need to change your inner game about success and understand that failure, you have not failed because failure does not exist. I also want you to understand really clearly and really strongly that you're never going to get it done, that life is going to continually pull you forward. I want you to relax a little bit about the idea that you're going to constantly be expanding, that your desk is never going to be clean. It's never going to be empty. You're always going to be wanting more. If you don't want any more, then you're probably going to die and you're probably going to move on to the next adventure, whatever that might be, depending on your beliefs. You're never going to get it done. You need to relax. This is one of the tenets that really helped me the most in really calming me down. Always thinking that I had to be there. I had to be better than the other person. I can't slow down because I haven't made as much money as Bill Gates has made, and he's still beating me, and he's more successful than me, and so I'm not worthy. Well, remember, everybody has their own path, and as one of the 6 billion people on this planet, I have my path, and my path says that I'm going to keep wanting more and keep expanding and keep going until the day that I die. And, hopefully I'll, who knows how I'll end my life. I always joke and say, I'd like to end on the platform. I'd like to be like, giving a speech to like a country, say, where are you going on this week? I'm going to Israel. Oh, you're going to speak in Israel? No, I'm speaking to Israel. You going to Argentina? No, I'm speaking to Argentina. I expect great things. I expect to give bigger and bigger talks and go to bigger stadiums. I'm expecting great stuff. You're never going to get it done. I want you to start accepting that and understand that expansion is what you're here on this earth for. You're going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to expand. This will bring you an incredible peace of mind. I have to say, I was actually talking to a friend of mine about it tonight. The friend who said he wakes up early in the morning and he says, I woke up too early, or I slept late. I slept too late. I said, you know what? You're never going to get it done, Michael. His name is Michael. I said, you're never going to get it done. You might as well start understanding that now at 25 rather than having to learn it at 50, 60, 70 years old. I want you to get your inner game really clear about success. I want you to understand that there is really a constant stream of wellness and goodness and abundance that is moving toward you at all times. It really is your natural state of well-being. Your natural state is to have a good life. Your life is supposed to be good, and contrary to what the news or what many people might say, that our earth is in trouble, and that our economy is in trouble, and that our health is in trouble, and there are so many things wrong with this planet. Actually, there are so many things right with this planet, but we never really focus on them. We're always focusing on the things that are not right. And I want you to really get your inner game really strong to understand that wellness, that well-being, that abundance, that good health, that a good feeling body, that having a vibrant energy is all a part of something that you can access and is there for you. It's constantly streaming. Wellness is streaming toward you all the time. One of the things that you do, however, is that you resist it with your feelings. You resist it with feelings of resentment, anger, frustration, impatience, rudeness, demanding of yourself and others. Boy, if there's one thing I could tell you, if you could just start to relax and be easier with yourself, you'll find that abundance will flow. As I said to you before, and some of you have heard me speak about this, for years, I thought of prospecting and selling as a battle. I saw it as a contest of the wills. I saw it as you've got to beat the prospect. You've got to go out there and, make 1,000 calls to get, 100 prospects to talk to you and to make those sales. I always talked about, if you see some of my early videos, you'll hear me very harshly, with this really mean look on my face, about, you got to go out there and you got to make it happen. And, I can tell you that by stopping resisting, by not resisting so much, by being more relaxed, by accepting that there is a great stream of wellness and abundance and well-being that is moving toward me, that surrounds me, that is wanting to come in, all I have to do is drop my resistance and let it come in. And I can tell you that since I've been working with this material, probably the last 5 years, that as I have relaxed, as I have gotten more easygoing, as I have become lighter, more and more opportunities show up for me. More and more good things come to me. Business, quote unquote, comes in out of the blue more than ever before, because I'm not fighting all the time. I'm not pushing. I'm not fighting the battle. I'm actually allowing success to come to me. There's a constant stream of wellness, goodness, and abundance. It's moving toward you. It's around you. What you need to do is let it in, is to let it come in and let it enter into your experience. Another inner game thing that I want you to get really clear about yourself is the idea that you're okay exactly where you are at this place and time. So many of us, again, we resist success and we push away abundance and we push away well-being because we're constantly dealing with this idea that we're not enough. We're overwhelmed. We're not enough. I don't have enough to go around. I don't have enough time to see all the customers that I want. I don't have enough time to work with my teammates. I can't return everybody's call. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not there yet. I'm not enough. I'm not there yet. I'm not enough. I'm not there yet. I'm not enough. If you keep saying you're not there yet, you're not there yet, you're not there yet, I guarantee you that's what you're going to get. You need to understand that wherever you are at this point in time is perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay, and it is where you're supposed to be. You've created the situation that you're in, and by now focusing on what you want and feeling good, you'll start to see more and more successes build and build and build and build. But get comfortable with the fact that wherever you are, even if it's a place you don't think you really want to be in right now, that it's okay where you are and you can eagerly await the next great part of the adventure. And the other thing that I want you to get clear about your inner game is to be really clear that if your action is aligned, that success can come to you effortlessly. What do I mean by aligned action? Again, actions that feel good. I'm not opposed to working hard. I love working hard. I love making phone calls. I love getting in front of prospects. I love getting in my car and driving to see them. I certainly drive to many airports and fly in many planes and get delayed, and in order to get in front of my audiences to speak and to do my thing and to sell my products and my wares. Action is fine. But what I'd like to see is I'd like to see your action lined up with some really good feelings. I'd like you to be in a really good state of mind before you start taking that action. I'd like you to, launch that website, or to call on that customer, or to attack that new market, to use a term, when you're feeling good about it, when things are clicking, when things seem to be lining up, and take that action once it feels really good. And a lot of times if you start taking that action and things aren't clicking and things aren't working, it's simply a sign you didn't fail. It's simply a sign that you weren't really lined up with that situation. You weren't really in a good feeling place to manifest the success and the abundance that you wanted to manifest with that project. So I'm not concerned or worried about you working hard or taking a lot of action. I just want that action to come from a place that feels good, that feels right. Again, go with your gut, go with your your intuition, go with your inner feelings. Before you embark upon a campaign or a sales effort or a marketing program, make sure that you're lined up with it and that it really fits what you're looking to accomplish and that it feels really good. Again, feel. Your feelings are incredibly, incredibly important to you. Success is about expansion. I want you to get your inner game real strong to understand success is about expansion. It's about moving to the next thing. It's about eagerly awaiting the next part of the adventure. A real critical thing to get really solid about is to understand that you're expanding, and especially if you're having challenges or contrast, that you can keep moving with that and you can keep expanding with that contrast. Number 7, I want you to eat contrast and challenges for breakfast. I want you to understand that living in the physical world, that you're going to have things that you don't want, and they're going to help you get very clear about what you do want. And if you can pivot and say, I don't want this, but let me think, or let me talk about, or let me feel what it would feel like to get what I want, instead of this thing that I don't like, this thing that I don't want, this thing that feels uncomfortable. Boy, contrast and challenges, I don't look for them. Believe me, life will give them to you. You'll attract them. But when you get them and you have something that you don't want, get very clear about what you do want.